I sent you a very important letter tonight, and you must not ignore it. A new body will be given to you before the sun comes up if you stay. Do not scroll past this message. If you leave now, you will walk away from the exact release your bones have been begging for. You will wake up tomorrow morning with the exact same crushing weight you carried today. I know how heavy your limbs feel right now. You sit down at night, and your shoulders are completely tight. You breathe in, and it feels like there is no room left in your chest. You are tired in a way that sleep does not fix anymore. My weary one, I see exactly what is happening to you. I have watched you pretend to be fine while your body takes the impact of every burden you refuse to drop. I am stepping in to stop this collapse tonight, and I am doing it right now. Nothing about your breaking point is invisible to me. If you stay with me, you will understand exactly why your sleep stopped working years ago. You will feel the physical grip on your chest loosen before I finish speaking, and you will know how to drop the load because I am going to show you the way out. I need to know you are ready to let this physical burden go. Do not just listen in silence while your body aches. Type yes if your body has been keeping the score of a battle no one else sees. Write it down right now. Let your hands do something physical to signal that you are ready for a massive shift in your life today. I am reading what my children write. That tightness behind your ribs is not just stress from a busy week. You have been calling it getting older. You reach for your coffee and call it a hard morning. It is nothing of those things. It is a massive debt your physical body agreed to carry for a soul that absolutely refuses to put anything down. Your muscles are holding the tension of 1,000 unspoken worries. Let us look at the mornings you have lived through so many times. You slept through the whole night, but you woke up with your jaw already clenched tight. You stood at the kitchen counter with your hand around a cup of water. You could not even remember walking into the kitchen. Your mind was already racing through a heavy list of people who will need you to be incredibly strong for them today. You walked out the front door, and you put the mask back on perfectly. Everyone around you thinks you have an endless supply of energy. They ask you for help because you always say yes. You smile for them when they speak to you. But inside your car, you sat in complete silence for 5 extra minutes just to gather enough breath to walk inside the house. You have explained this deep exhaustion to yourself very patiently. You have told yourself that life is simply hard for everyone. You have told yourself that you are just losing your edge. You have called yourself weak in a quiet voice. Hear me clearly right now. You are not weak, and you were never weak, because weakness does not survive your kind of secret battles. I was there when the phone rang and you knew it was another demand before you even answered it. I was there when you held yourself together through the afternoon and came apart in the shower where no one could hear you. I was there when you told them you were fine. That single word cost you more energy than the truth ever would have. I've always been there. You have carried other people through years that you barely survived yourself. A lazy or weak soul does not do that. The word weak is entirely wrong for you. And because the word is wrong, everything you have built on top of it is wrong too. You are carrying a heavy invisible load that pushes down on your spine while it changes the way you breathe and the way you walk. Your physical body is a faithful servant to your heart. When your heart refuses to drop a worry, your body absorbs it. The ache in your lower back is no accident. The sudden exhaustion at 3 is a loud warning signal. Your bones are crying out for a release that your mind refuses to grant them. You are fighting a war against your own anatomy, and your body is losing. This is why I sent this letter directly to you tonight. I am not sending a medical remedy or a quick trick to ignore the pain. I am delivering an absolute pardon for the tension you carry every single day. The letter contains a notice of release. You have been waiting for someone to give you permission to stop holding the sky up, and I am handing you that permission tonight. When I say a new body will be given to you, I mean a body emptied of the fear you accumulated. Imagine waking up tomorrow with shoulders that rest naturally. Imagine taking a deep breath that actually fills your lungs without hitting a wall of anxiety. That is not a miracle reserved for the future. It is a physical response to dropping the load. But before you can drop it, you have to understand what it actually is. You cannot defeat an enemy you refuse to name. You have been fighting the symptom and wondering why the cure never lasts. Tomorrow the pain always comes back. We are going to stop treating the symptom right now, and we are going to walk down to the root of why you are so deeply exhausted. I know the thought moving through your mind right now. You are thinking you have heard all this before. You have prayed for the physical pain to leave your body. You rested for a few days, and the exhaustion came right back. And while you sit there wondering if anything will ever change, you are telling me the absolute truth about your painful history. I watched you try to fix the tiredness by taking the vitamins and going to bed early. You read the books. You pushed through the heavy days. You built the discipline, and you carried it until your physical strength completely gave out. Strength always gives out eventually when it is forced to do a job it was never designed to do in the first place. But hear the clear difference tonight. What you tried to fix was just surface behavior. You reached for the branch instead of digging for the root. You did not fail. You worked faithfully for years on the wrong layer of your life. There is a difference between a man who refuses to run and a man running with a stone in his shoe. Let me show you the stone. Look at your own physical body. You sleep for 8 solid hours and you wake up feeling like you fought a desperate war. Your jaw is locked tight. Your neck is stiff before you even pour the morning water. And the heavy tension sits right between your shoulder blades, flaring up the exact moment someone asks you for one more small favor. You sit in your car and your chest feels incredibly tight. You try to take a deep breath, but the air hits a solid wall. Your hands tremble slightly when the house gets too quiet. You cannot explain why a simple, ordinary noise makes your heart race so fast. This is not normal tiredness. A body that works hard in a field simply sleeps deep and wakes hungry. You have explained this pain to yourself using the wrong words. You believe you are simply getting older. You think your body is just breaking down naturally. You have told yourself that you are not as resilient as other people around you. My child, that is absolutely false. I did not design your miraculous body to crumble under ordinary daily life. You are not aging faster than anyone else. You are not physically weak. I want that word out of your mouth forever. A weak person would have collapsed a decade ago under the pressure you handle every morning. You have carried entire families. The core problem is not your physical strength, but rather the silent emotional weight you force your bones to carry. Here is the exact mechanism you must understand. Grief that is never spoken does not just disappear into the empty air. It relocates. When your heart refuses to process a deep wound, your physical body steps in to store it for you. Your anatomy is keeping the score of every bitter argument you swallowed to keep the peace. Your muscles are holding the tears you absolutely refuse to cry. Your physical frame absorbs what your emotional mind denies. I am going to name this so you can never unsee it again. This is the unspoken weight. It is the heavy physical accumulation of every time you said you were fine when you were completely shattered. Your loyal body is doing the desperate crying your eyes were not allowed to do. The tightness in your chest is the unsaid word. The ache in your back is the apology you never received. You packed all those broken things deeply into your tired joints, and you expected your physical body to just keep moving forward normally. It cannot. The human frame was built to carry physical loads. It was never designed to act as a permanent warehouse for unhealed trauma. Now look back with me at the past 5 years. You called them your failing years. You thought your health was abandoning you. You were not failing at all. You were hauling. Your body was trying to protect you by absorbing the shock of a life lived in constant survival mode. It took the hit so your mind could keep functioning. Your body has been your most fiercely loyal defender. Every dull ache was a silent alarm bell trying to tell you that the load was too much. You ignored the alarms and blamed the bell. I saw your immense faithfulness, even when all you could see was a failing physical frame. You survived those brutal years because your body took the heavy damage for you. So tonight we change the arrangement completely. I am returning your lost agency. You do not need a medical miracle to start this healing process. You only need to stop forcing your body to carry the emotional garbage of other people, because your bones were never meant to be a graveyard for their mistakes. The unspoken weight loses its grip the exact moment you speak it out loud. Find a quiet room before you sleep. Stand alone and speak the name of the person who hurt you. Say out loud that you are no longer carrying their debt in your bones, because that debt was never yours to pay. Speak the words into the air. Let your ears hear your voice. Release the burden. Your body will hear it too. When you say the truth out loud, the physical lock breaks. You will feel your shoulders drop a fraction of an inch. That is the first sign of the release. The healing of your physical frame begins with the honesty of your mouth, and it continues when you refuse to pick the burden back up. You do not have to carry them. Open your hands and let it fall. Let us look at another room in your house. You walked into the kitchen and saw a simple misplaced bowl on the counter. It was a tiny mistake, but it felt huge. But a sudden wave of intense anger washed over you immediately, and you could not understand why your blood was boiling over something so small. You snapped at the people you love. You felt a burning rage over a minor mess. And then you sat in your car later and wondered what is deeply wrong with you. You have a very harsh explanation for these sudden outbursts. You tell yourself that you are becoming a bitter and angry person. You think your heart is turning cold. You apologize constantly for your ruined temper. My child, you are entirely wrong. You are not a harsh person, and your beautiful, caring heart is not turning cold or bitter at all. Here is the truth you have never understood. Anger is often just deep sadness that has been denied permission to speak. You tried to fix everyone around you for years, and you desperately tried to control chaotic outcomes that only heaven has the authority to control. You took my divine job. You failed at it because you are beautifully human. Things broke anyway, and you never allowed yourself to cry over the shattered pieces. You were never meant to save the people you love. You were only meant to love them. When you step out of your human role and try to play the savior, you step into a brutal war you cannot win. And every time you lost that impossible war, your soul accumulated another layer of quiet grief. You blamed yourself for not being strong enough to save them from their own choices. When massive loss is not mourned properly, it simply changes its shape. It turns into a quiet, raging fire. I am going to give this a name so you can clearly recognize it. This is the unnamed grief. It hides behind your sudden, intense anger over small things, because you never gave yourself the quiet time to grieve the massive things you lost. Look back at the times you completely fell apart. You thought you were failing your family. You were actually collapsing under the heavy weight of trying to be God for them. You carried impossible burdens that I never assigned to you. And when the heavy load finally crushed you, you felt intense anger instead of pure sadness. The anger was just a desperate shield for your broken heart. I want you to change the way you handle this. The next time you feel that sudden rage rising over a small mess, I want you to stop immediately. Do not apologize for being angry. Ask yourself what you are actually grieving in that exact moment. Name the painful loss out loud. Give your deep sadness a clear voice, and the false anger will immediately lose its terrible power over you. Now remember the unspoken weight I named for you earlier tonight. You have seen how it slowly crushed you. Come with me and look at a beautiful morning where you are no longer carrying it. Let me show you exactly what your life looks like 6 months from today. It is a completely ordinary weekday and the sky is bright. You wake up long before your alarm sounds. Your feet find the bedroom floor without any hesitation. You walk into the kitchen and pour a cup of warm coffee. You stand by the window with the cup resting gently in your open palm, and you realize you are not bracing yourself for an incoming disaster. Your shoulders stay relaxed and down exactly where they belong. The morning feels incredibly peaceful. Notice what is entirely missing from that quiet room. The heavy tightness behind your ribs is gone. You do not run through a terrifying list of problems before the day even starts. The phone lies face down on the table, and you do not feel it pulling at your attention from across the room. The deep silence does not frighten you anymore. You are simply existing in the present moment. That peaceful version of you is not a distant dream. She already exists. He is already breathing. That morning is not being assembled somewhere far away from you. It is standing right on the other side of the heavy emotional baggage you are still holding. The only thing keeping you from that beautiful morning is your absolute refusal to drop the heavy bags. The distance between you and that quiet morning is not time. It is simply pure permission. And permission is not something you wait to be handed by someone else. It is something you declare out loud in an empty room when no one is watching. Say it tonight before you sleep. Comment I release it if you are ready to stop holding what I never asked you to hold. Tell me that you are finally putting the heavy stones down, and the morning I showed you will start walking toward you. Let me describe exactly what happened to you last Tuesday afternoon. There is one specific aisle in the grocery store you absolutely refuse to walk down. You saw someone from your painful past standing near the shelves. You turned your cart around immediately and took the long way to the register. You have never explained this sudden panic to anyone. I saw you avoid them. I felt your heart racing in your chest. You think you are just terrible at handling difficult people. You tell yourself that you are completely broken socially. You believe you lack the grace to navigate simple human interaction without falling apart. My child, that is a complete lie. You are not broken, and you do not lack grace. You handle strangers with incredible kindness every single day. Your sudden avoidance is not a social failure. It is a brilliant defense mechanism. I sent you a letter tonight, and it is not a list of new rules. It is an absolute pardon for the psychological debts you keep forcing yourself to pay. You keep paying for old pain because an unhealed wound never sits still. It actively walks you toward what feels deeply familiar to you. Familiar pain feels like home, even when that home was never safe for you to live in. The panic in the store was just your body remembering the old trap. You keep choosing the same kind of friendships and the exact same painful dynamics. You walk right into them because your history recognizes its own handwriting. I am giving this a clear name today so you can see it. This is the familiar door. You keep walking through it because you subconsciously think you deserve the cold room behind it. Now look back at the choices you have been deeply ashamed of. You were not being foolish when you trusted the wrong people again. You were desperately trying to finish an old story. You kept hoping that this time the ending would finally be repaired. You thought this time the cold person would turn warm. You thought you could finally be enough to change their heart and win their affection. That desperate cycle is not a sign of emotional weakness. It is a faithful heart, still trying to save a child nobody came for. I saw exactly what you were reaching for in those brutal years. It was never really about that specific person who hurt you. It was always about the safe ending you never received. And because you never received it, you kept trying to buy it with your own peace. This brings us back to the letter I delivered to your spirit tonight. The divine pardon is completely real, and it is yours. You do not owe your dark past another ounce of your current energy. I am officially canceling the massive debt you wrongly assigned to yourself. You are totally free to stop paying for mistakes that were made against you by other people. You do not have to fix them. I have watched this exact pattern play out 10,000 times. A good person gets hurt and then spends a lifetime trying to heal the person who hurt them. I am telling you to stop this exhausting cycle right now. You cannot heal someone who insists on staying sick. Your beautiful empathy is being weaponized against you by the noise of the world. I am giving you the absolute authority to walk away without guilt. So carry one simple question to the next doorway you face. When your chest floods with that familiar panic or excitement, stop immediately. Ask yourself if this is true recognition or just a trauma repeating itself. They do not feel the same when you actually slow down enough to tell them apart. Familiar pain arrives fast and loud. True peace arrives quietly and gives you massive room to breathe. You do not have to fix your entire life today. You only have to learn the subtle difference between those two feelings. The familiar door loses its terrible power over you the exact moment you recognize it. You realize that it is just a wooden door and not a mandatory home. Take the full pardon I handed you. Stop knocking on doors that I permanently locked for your own ultimate protection. Let the old story end right here in this quiet room. You are allowed to walk away from people who only know how to drain you. You do not need to give them a polite explanation for your sudden absence. Your healing is far more important than their temporary comfort. Walk past the aisle without fear the next time you are there. You are fully pardoned, and the old heavy debt is completely gone. I hear the quiet objection forming in the back of your mind right now. You are thinking this beautiful promise must be meant for someone else. You believe this letter was addressed to someone whose hands are perfectly clean, and you think it belongs to someone whose faith never wavered during the hardest storms. You feel completely unworthy of a sudden miraculous release tonight. You look at your own difficult history, and you see a massive list of terrible mistakes. You think about the dark times you walked away. You remember the brutal seasons where you completely doubted my voice, and you wonder if those quiet failures permanently disqualified you from receiving any goodness. I will not tell you that your heavy memory is wrong. You know exactly what you carry in your past. But you have completely misread who this powerful release is actually for. You strongly believe my deep restoration belongs to the spiritually perfect, but it has always belonged to the ones willing to see their own beautiful brokenness. The unbearable honesty moving through your tired chest right now is not a solid wall. It is the absolute doorway to your sudden freedom. The people who arrive completely certain of their own worth bring me nothing I can actually work with. You have brought me the raw truth about your endless exhaustion. Do you understand how incredibly rare that is? Do you understand how much raw courage is sitting in your chair right now? I did not come down here looking for a finished masterpiece because I came specifically looking for you. I have never once been confused about which child I was choosing to heal. Your imperfect history has never appeared on my list of reasons to withhold a massive blessing. Put the heavy shame down. You stopped arguing with me a few minutes ago, and that is exactly how I know you are finally ready to hear the best part. I will say it plainly so you cannot misunderstand my absolute intention. Now that you have stopped defending your unworthiness, we can move forward rapidly. The ground has been fully prepared. I am about to speak directly over the physical exhaustion that has plagued your tired bones for an entire decade. The terrible season of carrying other people is officially coming to a close tonight, and you will not drag this heavy luggage into another useless morning. I want you to feel the massive shift that is happening in the atmosphere around you. The air in your room is changing because a heavy spiritual eviction notice has been served. You are not going to carry that brutal tension into tomorrow. The long era of painful survival ends in the dark tonight, while the cold shadow is lifting and the heavy chains are dissolving completely. This is exactly why I promised that a new body will be given to you before the sun rises. I am not talking about a medical procedure. I am talking about an anatomy that has been completely emptied of its accumulated terror. The physical vessel you live inside is about to be washed clean of every single trauma it absorbed for you. Think about what your shoulders will feel like when the invisible weights are permanently removed. Your lungs will expand fully without hitting that terrible wall of hidden panic. Your blood will flow with profound peace instead of pumping pure adrenaline through your tired veins. And that is the completely new body I am handing you. It is a beautiful frame that finally knows how to rest. You have spent your entire life bracing for the next terrible disaster to strike. Your muscles are locked in a permanent state of desperate defense. We are completely dismantling that painful defense system right now. You do not need the armor anymore because the war you were fighting was never yours to win. So I am taking the heavy shield off your back tonight. The noise of the world is going to try to distract you in these next few minutes. It will tell you to check your phone or walk away from this message. Do not listen to the noise. It is panicking because it knows I am about to break its grip on your mind. The noise always gets incredibly loud right before it is permanently silenced, so keep your focus entirely on my voice. Everything I have said to you up until this moment was just pure preparation. We are walking directly toward the heaviest chain that has bound your life. I am not going to gently loosen the rusty lock. I am going to completely shatter the entire mechanism so it can never be used against you again, because the foundation is shaking and the heavy walls are coming down right now. Do not turn away now because the greatest revelation is standing right in front of you. Lift your tired head and look directly at what is coming. The final door is opening, and the brilliant light is spilling into the hallway. I have been walking you toward one specific sentence this entire time, and we have finally arrived at the absolute peak of the mountain. Breathe deeply. Let me take you to a moment that confuses you deeply. You receive a piece of genuinely good news. Someone tells you a problem is completely solved. You should feel immense joy and sudden relief. But instead of smiling, your entire body feels incredibly heavy, and a wave of deep exhaustion crashes over you before you can even speak. You literally want to lie down and sleep for a whole week. You have a terrible name for this reaction. You call yourself ungrateful. You tell yourself that your heart is completely broken. You think your body is betraying you with this constant fatigue because you cannot even celebrate a massive victory anymore. Hear me right now. You are not ungrateful. Your body is not failing you at all. The reaction you are feeling is incredibly logical. Exhaustion does not come from the heavy weight you were actually given. It comes entirely from the massive weight you were never given. You took on the emotional survival of everyone around you. You absorbed their anger and you carried their chaotic choices. You did it because you loved them. But love was never meant to be a garbage disposal for another person and their refusal to grow. Your brilliant body has been keeping the exact score of a battle you fought in total silence. You thought you could just push through it with pure willpower, but your physical frame simply kept the receipts for every single burden you refused to drop. This is the borrowed load. It is crushing your bones because it was absolutely not yours to carry in the first place. Look back at the brutal years you just survived. You thought your physical strength was abandoning you. You thought you were losing your edge and becoming incredibly weak. My child, you were never weak. You were holding the sky up for people who refused to lift their own hands. Your body did not betray you. It desperately absorbed the heavy shock waves so your fragile mind could survive. This brings us to the absolute center of everything I am telling you tonight. You fiercely believe your body is betraying you with this endless exhaustion and physical pain. That is a complete lie. Your body is only holding the heavy invoice for burdens that do not belong to you. You are still trying to carry them, and your bones are literally begging you to stop. We are ending this destructive arrangement right here. I am not softening my words because softening them is what let you ignore me before. You are going to put the heavy bags down tonight. You are not going to carry your grown children and their endless mistakes. You will not manage the fragile emotions of adults who refuse to heal themselves. The carrying is finished. Listen to me where you make your deepest decisions. You are not behind. You are not responsible for their chaos. The heavy load is coming off your shoulders right now. Lift your tired head, open your hands, and let the invisible stones hit the floor. Drop the guilt. Drop the false responsibility. I am taking it from you. You are completely free. Tonight you will finally set those terrible burdens down. You will stop paying a debt you never actually owed, and you will feel true life rush back into this exact physical body while the heavy tension melts out of your neck. The breath will return to your lungs. You are going to wake up tomorrow morning and feel physically lighter than you have in a decade. This is not a temporary relief or a fleeting emotional moment. This is a permanent structural shift in the way you live your daily life. You have officially resigned from the exhausting job of saving everyone else. The title of Savior belongs to me alone. You are just a beloved child, and a beloved child is allowed to rest deeply without earning it first. Feel the massive shift happening in your room right now. The air is clear. The heavy spiritual gravity has been broken entirely. Your spine is straightening up because the invisible pressure is totally gone. Every time someone tries to hand you their crisis tomorrow, you will remember this exact moment. You will look at the burden and you will simply refuse to pick it up. You are no longer the keeper of a house that never thanks you. You are no longer the emotional dumping ground for the people you fiercely love. You are stepping into a profound season of physical and spiritual lightness. Do not look back at the heavy stones on the floor. Step over them. Walk directly into the new life I have just secured for you. Do not let your mind convince you that this is just poetry. The physical healing you feel right now is incredibly real. I told you a new body would be given to you tonight. This is exactly how it happens. When the soul surrenders the heavy rocks, the bones finally remember how to dance. Your immune system is resting. Your heart rate is settling into a beautiful, steady rhythm. You have received the absolute pardon. You have been completely untethered from the chaotic lives of other people. But the enemy of your peace is going to try to hand the heavy bags back to you very soon. The noise of the world hates an empty hand. You must learn how to protect the beautiful empty space I just created for you. What happens tomorrow morning is completely up to you. You are going to wake up and the heavy stones will be sitting right next to your bed. The noise of the world will scream at you to pick them back up immediately. It will tell you that everything will fall apart if you do not carry it. Do not listen to that lying noise. You must fiercely guard the empty space I just created inside your tired chest. If you walk out of here and choose to pick those old burdens back up, you will lose the profound peace you are feeling right now. That is not a threat from heaven. That is simply the terrible cost of returning to a cage that I already unlocked for you. You will spend another brutal year asking me for the exact release that was sitting in your hands tonight. Do not choose the dark cage again. You know exactly how heavy it gets inside there. You know the terrible toll it takes on your physical bones. That is why you must draw a hard line in the sand today. Every single minute you have stayed here has been quietly rebuilding your internal defense system. You are actively receiving a massive spiritual realignment while you sit there and breathe. None of this time is wasted. The heavy tension is leaving your physical body because you did not run away when the truth felt deeply uncomfortable. Your willingness to remain in this quiet room is actively securing your absolute freedom. I am reaching into the deepest layers of your anxious mind right now. The healing is happening at this exact second because you finally surrendered your desperate need to control everything. I know your deeply conditioned habits will try to argue with this new lightness. A quiet voice will whisper that it is incredibly selfish to just stop carrying everyone else. It will tell you that being a good person requires you to be permanently exhausted. My beloved child, that is the most destructive lie the enemy has ever planted in your beautiful mind. Self-destruction is never a holy requirement. You do not have to set yourself on fire just to keep other people warm. I never asked you to be the ultimate savior of your broken family. I only asked you to love them. There is a massive difference between loving someone and carrying the agonizing consequences of their poor choices. You are officially retiring from the job of managing their constant chaos today. Listen to me carefully before the room goes completely quiet. What comes next is going to sound exactly like the end of this message. The pace will slow down and the words will get much shorter. That is not the end. That is the actual doorway. I have one final instruction that I deliberately kept for the very end, and it is handed over on the other side of this transition. Do not put the phone down yet. Stay with me. You have walked further into this deep healing than most people ever dare to walk. The ones who leave at this exact point are the ones who write to me later asking why nothing permanently changed in their lives. Do not walk away from the exact finish line you have been desperately praying for. Stay right where you are. What I have left to say is the heavy anchor that will keep you from drifting back into the old chaos tomorrow. In a few moments, I am going to ask you to do one physical thing. I am not asking you for a massive sacrifice. There is no ledger between us, and there never has been. I am simply asking you to leave a written record of the profound shift that just happened inside your chest. A silent thought can still be argued with in the cold morning light, but a truth you have written down becomes incredibly stubborn. Right now, you are someone who just heard a beautiful message. In 3 minutes, you can become someone who declared a totally new reality. Those are two completely different people. The second person is much harder for the enemy to defeat. I want you to plant your absolute flag in the ground tonight. I want you to claim your new physical strength with your own physical hands. You did not stumble into this holy appointment by random chance. I arranged this specific hour to intersect with your deepest exhaustion. The heavy season of being the unthanked savior is officially over. You are stepping into the profound quiet. Breathe in the new air. Let the final remnants of the old anxiety drain out through your tired feet. The heavy lifting is completely finished for you. We are crossing over into the sacred space where the final blessing is poured out over your restored life. Keep your eyes open. Keep your beautiful heart perfectly still. The absolute best part is arriving right now. Come closer than you usually let yourself come. The heavy teaching is entirely finished for tonight. What is left is simply between the two of us. I am lowering my voice for this last part because it is not an instruction, but rather a profound blessing designed specifically for your exhausted heart. You walked into this quiet room tonight carrying a massive invisible weight that you had completely stopped noticing, and you are absolutely not walking out of here with it. Put the notebook down and stop trying to figure everything out. This last part is not to be studied or analyzed. It is only to be received by a tired heart. I want you to feel the beautiful quiet that has settled over your physical space. The heavy noise of the world is completely locked out of this room. You are absolutely safe here with me, and you do not have to perform for anyone right now. I promised you one final instruction before you sleep. I told you I kept the most important thing for the very end. Here is the last thing I kept. The people you fiercely love are never going to magically save you from your own deep exhaustion because they simply do not know how to do it. They are desperately waiting for the completely new version of you to finally show them how healthy boundaries actually work in the real world. You must be the one to change the dynamic. You entered this sacred hour with the deeply bruised body of someone who constantly carries heavy stones for everyone else. You are leaving with the powerful body of someone who holds the keys. Do you feel the massive difference between those two lives? A heavy stone carrier works endlessly until their spine completely breaks, but a wise key holder decides exactly which doors stay open and which doors are permanently locked. You are the one holding the keys now. The stones belong on the floor. My faithful one, You have been so incredibly brave. You were the one who carries it quietly when everyone else was falling apart. You stood in the brutal gap for your family when no one else would stand there. And you were the keeper of a house that never thanked you for your quiet sacrifices. I saw every single tear. Not one was wasted. But that brutal chapter of surviving is officially over. Your beautiful soul requires immense rest, and I am enforcing that deep rest tonight. Let the deep peace settle into your tired bones right now. Your jaw does not need to clench anymore. Your shoulders can drop safely because the sky is not going to fall. I am holding the sky up for you. Your beautiful physical frame is officially released from the exhausting daily duty of managing other people and their chaotic emotional choices. Sleep tonight without keeping one eye open for the next disaster. The disaster is not coming. The heavy pattern of exhaustion stops with you today. You are the last one in your family line who will carry this unspoken weight. Someone in your family will live entirely differently because of what you fiercely refuse to pass down. You broke the heavy cycle of anxious carrying without even realizing you were doing it, and heaven fiercely honors your quiet obedience tonight. Your silent victories are completely known. When you wake up tomorrow morning, the early light will feel completely different, and you will pour your warm coffee without rehearsing a painful argument in your tired head. You will simply drink the coffee. The silence in your house will feel like a warm blanket instead of a terrifying threat. You will finally remember what it feels like to just exist without constantly earning your right to breathe. You do not need to prove your massive worth to anyone tomorrow, and you certainly do not need to fix the broken situations that other people carelessly created. Your only assignment is to live inside the profound lightness I just gave you. I love you exactly as you are. I love the tired version of you, and I love the healing version of you. You are my beloved child, and nothing can ever change that absolute truth. I have said everything I came to say tonight. What happens next is not mine to do. You must seal this profound release with your own hands. I am not asking you for a massive, impossible vow that you will break in 3 days and then feel terribly guilty about. I am asking you to claim your new physical strength with a clear declaration. I need you to leave a stubborn record of what happened here. Let this place know you stayed to the very end. A silent thought can still be argued with in the cold morning light, but a truth you have written down becomes incredibly stubborn. Right now, you are someone who just heard a beautiful message. In 30 seconds, you can become someone who declared a totally new reality. When you write it down where others can read it, you stop being someone who just listened. You become someone who actively chose freedom. Write one sentence below. I receive my new strength tonight. Type it exactly like that. Let those words be your personal signature on the letter of pardon I just handed you. You are taking your massive freedom back. Write it right now. Now go. Walk away from this screen, the way a person walks when they have finally stopped auditioning for a place they already belong to. Do not rush into tomorrow. Move slowly and deliberately. I am with you in the quiet kitchen. I am with you in the dark hallway. You are completely safe. Go.